Morning, and how are you guys doing? I hope you're doing amazing. So we're back. Of course, it's February 3rd of 2026. We're working on Echoes of the Cosmic Veil in editing and trying to get it fixed up the rest of the way before we publish it. Actually, almost done and all the way to chapter 23. So I'm not sure how much of this will change this morning or how much of it will be a smooth read through. Let's hope for the secondary. I will tell you, it is early in the morning. I did go out for margaritas last night, so I am discombobulated. I have coffee going into me, so let's hope that counteracts some of the discombobulation. Real quick, I'm getting chat up. It does look like we have something going on, so that's always a good sign. I am using a phone for my secondary monitor, so the odds I see stuff is not the highest, but I do try to pay attention to what you guys are saying. I hope you guys are kicking butt. With that said, let's move forward and get some of this done. Of course, we know bad things just happened. He's given into the Zarkran virus and has obviously killed some people, right? So let's get this done. I'm going to tell you this actually turns a little weird for a second, but whatever. As I laid there, I knew my body had held. But now the brightness of the room's light was dreadful. Sorry, guys. It's 5 a.m. Let's start that again, right? As I laid there, I knew my body had healed. But now the brightness of the room's lights was dreadful. I'll probably make it different. Let's fix this in a better way. Let's, instead of saying it's dreadful, okay, my spelling at 5 a.m. is not the best. Boom. Okay. As I laid there, I knew my body had healed, but now the brightness of the room. Oh, the brightness of the room's lights. But now the brightness of the room was of a burning intensity. Oren and Salvador, who had stayed in the room to guard me, seemed to have drifted off to sleep. The virus seemed to be rapidly changing me, not only physically, but also enhancing my technopathic abilities. I could reach out, generating a far more powerful near field connection, allowing me to control the systems in the room around me. I found myself slowly adjusting the lights until the room was totally dark. The virus seemed to have unlocked my potential, and the AI seemed to have enacted some protocol to counteract some of the negative effects of the virus. The darkness was comforting. Shockingly, despite being almost totally dark, I could see everything. The silence allowed me to finally relax. I could feel my connection to the two other infected men. They were mindless, but the darkness and silence seemed to calm them. Then Brandon came in, panicked, and turned on the lights, which now stung my eyes with the brightness that which, let's just call it this way, returned. Oh, and stinging. We're going to just change the tense up. And let's see if this works. Then Brandon came in panicked and turned on the light, which returned. No. We're going to change it. Resulted in trying to think of what word to use. Then Brandon came in, panicked, and turned on the lights, which resulted in the immediate Okay, we'll see if this works. Then Brandon came in, panicked, and turned on the lights, which resulted in the in immediate burning in my eyes from the intensity of the light. Wake up, what are you doing? They plan to kill Sam and the other two, he said in a jumbled mess. Oren was quick to his feet, saying, Sam must have taken control of the lights after we fell asleep. What do you think we should do? We can't just let them kill Sam. I had relief at the fact my friends were concerned the crew wanted to kill me, but no real answers. Brandon looked worried as he looked at me, saying, I checked the systems and will be passing by a planet soon. Sam, the information on it was old, but it was a livable colony at one point before the horrors. Rory is trying to keep the crew distracted so we don't have much time. We need to get you off the ship, and the best option is using the escape pod. I think that's reasonable. I nodded in agreement to the plan, knowing it was the best chance without endangering my friends further. Salvador moved quickly to my bed where I was strapped down. I think we'll turn this to what are the I think it's a medical table. Okay. Salvador moved to the medical table where I was strapped down. Sam, I'm going to unstrap you. You're in control of yourself enough to not bite me, or should we just let the crew take care of this? Oh no. Are you in control enough to not bite me, or should we just let the crew take care of this? I had regained control of myself. I did not know for how long or to what extent, but said, I'm good. I am good. I'm going to just put it to I'm good. I will not attack any of you. Thank you for having my back. Think that we're good there. Let's check the spacing there because it looked giant. Oren and Salvador unstrapped me and got me to my feet as Brandon opened the door and glanced down the corridor to make sure it was clear. We moved quickly down the corridor to the section of the ship where the escape pods were located. Oren pulled his plasma rifle and handed it to me, along with a couple of energy cells, saying, I hope you don't need this, but just in case, I really hope you're okay down there. Then Brandon, smiling, said, I hope to see you again one day, before they stepped away, closing the hatch. Every minute I wasted would put my life and theirs at risk, so I quickly pulled the pod's release lever, jettisoning it from the ship. The pod shook violently as it blasted itself from the ship. I could see the planet not far off and began hoping the ship would not waste its time turning back to destroy the escape pod. I quickly started confirming the information for for the emergency landing protocol, while I watched, waiting to see if the ship would blast me. The thrusters kicked in, and I began to move towards the planet. It was a mix of green and blue on the side facing the sun. As the escape pod got closer, I could tell I would be landing on the side of the planet that was still at night. I felt the gravity take control as the pod began to descend onto the planet. It looked like I would be landing in a forest region near a lake. As the ship sped towards the ground, the thrusters worked to slow the pod. As the pod landed, it was impossible to see at first from the smoke through. Let's Okay. As the pod landed, it was impossible to see through the smoke. I gathered myself, checked the plasma rifle, and waited for the hatch to release. So, honestly, this is a pretty short chapter. We do end up having a crap ton happen from here on. I'm not really sure what I would change in here or not. I'll reread it through it later on when I get done with the day. I'll just be honest. Very excited to have this book done, guys. Look at this crap. We are so freaking close. I mean, the book's done written wise, but I'm glad we're to where we are, editing through it, fixing little things. I am going to edit back through it. Course, this weekend. The plan is to actually edit through it. I know I was supposed to do some more work in the back stuff over the last weekend, but it got kind of a little busy and filled with stuff, and it just didn't happen. So, at this point, we're kicking butt. We're all the way to chapter 23 done. And so, we'll be knocking this out. We'll be done with editing by next week for sure. Within the week after that, we should have the cover done and other stuff. Oh yeah, we're almost done finishing it. No, it's just a novel. It's not enough pages to be a true novella or anything. That would be I think we only get to crap, I don't even remember how many pages, but we only have probably after I combine one or two of the chapters together, we'll have only like 26 chapters. It's a book. It's book one in a series. I am going to write another book between returning and rewriting the book two on this. And so, in all honesty, this is the first novel-sized book I've ever wrote. It's, oh, here we have it. 141 pages in this format, so when it's redone into book style format, it'll obviously be more pages. It is only 35,000 words, so it's not a huge thing, but honestly, I'm pretty proud that we knocked it out. The plan originally was a much shorter version, and yeah, this was a good experience. Guys, if you're ever thinking about writing a book, just start writing it. You might as well. I mean, you get to go at it as many times as you want, right? And so you have as much time as you feel like having. And yeah, it's a good experience, guys. I would suggest it to you. Outside of that, I will be back with Call of Dragons in a little bit. I'm gonna have some coffee, try to wake up, hope that some of my margarita from last night wears off a little bit better than it has, and I'll be back in less than 1 hour. So you guys are epic. Peace, very best wishes, and I hope you all have a great day.